If you are a developer with a GitHub account, use it to quickly log into your setip.io account. This is where all your organization URLs are created and managed. URLs can point to running sites and apps to provide secure access to them wherever you have them running. Each URL points to an app running and listening somewhere, connected securely to your private network running over the public internet. App run on peers and can be simply connected to your secured URLs directly via HTTP to their peer and port number. Let's edit a URL to see what is available behind it. This is the name we want our blog site app to be available from the internet. Next is where that URL points to on your private internet, so when people go to that URL or your own apps to reach an API, for example, then it is forwarded to the right machine. No HTTPS is needed here, as the network itself is encrypted between your public-facing URL and its ultimate destination running on Peer 8. You can decide that only a certain path will be sent to that host or all paths as defined here. You can also limit who can access this URL, anyone from the internet, only machines from your private network, which really useful for database access, or only limited IP addresses from anywhere on the internet. Finally, you can associate a URL with a repository URL and save some notes. A health check option is also available to check that the URL is responding at any time. Click on Save to exit the URL editor. To connect your URLs to apps, go to Origins Deploy. That's where you will find the configuration files to load, configure your virtual appliances and containers, dev machines or even lab machine to automatically connect to your private network. Here is a list of multiple hosts configuration you can use to connect them individually to your private network. Each host, also named a peer, is numbered individually so it can be connected at any time through secured URLs to any port number. Simply use an URL name based on the peer number and the host port number to securely reach an app running on the host and listening on that port. Each peer has its own private IP on your own network. This is setip.io's own private network connecting its backend applications to various containers and hosts running in multiple locations. Peer 4 is assigned private IP 10.1.0.4 and is directly reachable with that secured URL. Various options are available to install the peer on any host, depending if a previous installation already exists or not, or the type of operating systems. But the script can be included in another script or pasted directly on the host, and it will be immediately connected to the private network and accessible from URLs. So now we can connect our URLs to our host. That is great, but we need some apps for people to use. Maybe a database server to store our app's customers' data securely, or some blog platform to announce our new project and updates. This is where you can find and install open source apps FOSS that your team will need to create or collaborate while working on a project. Apps are available for all needs and often match or even exceed what expensive per seat monthly or yearly subscription will provide. This is Authentic, a popular self-hosted replacement to Okta, as it proclaims. Apps can create their URLs automatically, so all you have to do is find a host for them, then paste the install script from a terminal or use a quick provided easy-to-type link. Once your app is installed, simply click on the predefined link to access it and share with your teammates or clients. Now you may like to not have to deal with DNS. Setip.io shields you from it for most operations, but if you still must tinker with DNS entries once in a while, say to set up your MX records for email, this is where the DNS server features comes in.